Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today's message is from the archangels. The first message that I got is be gentle with yourself. It says, Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me know that I deserve this compassion. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. The second card that we got is forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. And the prayer is, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear toward others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. Then the last card that we got for the collective message is believe and trust. And the prayer for this is, before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. So these are the main energies that we are working with for the channel message today. I haven't meditated or anything to come up with the title. I'm not even quite sure what it's about as I'm still filling out the energy. But I definitely am getting a sense here that maybe there is some unrest. I'm hearing unrest for the collective. And for me, what I've been experiencing, my dreams have kind of been blocked off. And a lot of people, they have a misconception that in order for you to be a high priestess or to be a prophet or to be connected to the spiritual realm, you only get messages through the dreams. That's not true. It just depends on how strong your gifts are, and that really depends on what your bloodline, what your ancestors taught you, and what they, how much work they have, put in, because that knowledge, that DNA upgrade and all of the work that they put in during their lifetime kind of helps you out as well, right? And then also if they're, looking after you in the 5-dimensional realm, then they also, whatever gifts that they had while they were here, they also can pass down to you or let you have the ability to tap into them if they're working with you at that time or whatever the case is. So I used to get a lot of vivid dreams as a kid, and it would go from me having dreams of like being a superhero and having like superhero powers where I was literally saving people, and then I would also have like those nightmares and stuff like that. And now I know that those were spiritual attacks. And I've had dreams where I have gone to, what do they call it? With Anubis. What's the word? Purgatory, right? Because one of my ex-best friends, when her loved one had passed away, she said that she got a reading done. And back then when she told me about this, I didn't really believe in, it's not that I didn't believe in it, because like I grew up watching That's So Raven, and my last name is Baxter. So it was kind of like, I knew back then and there, like, am I psychic too? Because I don't know, it's just a weird confirmation that I get now. It's just a weird confirmation and synchronicity that I get now, because I used to always joke about them being my cousins, and she's psychic. That's a Raven was a psychic in the show. But back then, I myself had never gone to a psychic, and tarot readings were not like popular and things like that. So when she said that and she wanted to get information about like, did he cross over and stuff like that, the point is, she said she went to a psychic, and the psychic told her that her loved one was in purgatory, or the in between, like he still had not accepted that he had crossed over. He was still kind of like dealing with those emotions of like really accepting his fate. And it was sad to hear, but I didn't really understand it back then. And yeah, years had passed and I had moved away and all of that. And I remember me dreaming, and I was in a white room, and I did see Anubis. It was like the dog head figure, like literally Anubis. Look him up. And he rules over the underworld, and like he works with Ma'at. I'm not sure if that's his wife or his daughter. I gotta look that up again. But nevertheless, they work very closely together. He basically had me there with this person, and I pretty much was like a judge, and I pretty much went through different memories with him, but I don't remember it, like the memories, because that's not really my information to really download and keep in my psyche. But it was just me showing him like what he can do better next time, where he messed up and things of that nature. And I'm not really sure where he went after that, but I do remember before like me waking up and before me leaving that state, it felt like he was trying to kind of like switch places with me. So I don't know if he heard something that he didn't want to hear, or he still wasn't really trying to accept his fate. But yeah, and then that's the last thing that I remember before waking up. So that's one of the really vivid spiritual dreams that I remember having. But last night I had a weird dream. It wasn't necessarily a nightmare. I wasn't scared or anything like that. And this believe and trust card that's saying, before I go to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. Normally when I would have these type of dreams where people that I have cut off, or people from my past that I am like not attached to, but they're still trying to be in my energy, they'll show up in my dreams. And I don't know if it's like meant to haunt me or whatever, but normally I'll wake up and I'll be like, what was that? Like, are you guys trying to send me a message? Are they thinking about me? Are they, all of these things will run through my mind. And this has been happening, like weird stuff in regards to like people from my past popping up in my energy in different ways. That has been happening for like the past 2 weeks. And yeah, like I said, normally I would wake up and I would be like, what's going on? Like, did something bad happen? Is there something that I need to reach out about? What's going on? But the energy would just be stagnant after that, right? And yeah, there's just been a lot of weird energy popping up. So I'm not sure if you guys have been dealing with that. If you have, just make sure that you pray for faith and trust before you go to sleep, so that you'll have confidence in your dreams and the messages that you receive and the downloads that you receive. And so that the archangels and your spirit guides and everything can block out any negativity that's being sent to you, or that may be being sent to you while you're sleeping. So what I see here for you guys with the Be Gentle with Yourself card, I do see where the collective right now is being shown as lacking inner strength, lacking faith in some forms. And we're really being called to form a better connection with spirit. For a lot of us, we may be at a standstill in regards to something. Spirit may have us, just overlooking certain things or getting a new perspective in regards to certain things. For some of you, your car may be out of transmission, or you might not have a car right now, so you may be down and out about that. Like, I'm just seeing there's just certain situations that may be happening with the collective's forward movement that is either stagnating you or just not necessarily stagnating you, because the hangman means you're getting a different perspective. The hangman is for a reason. You're not just in a hangman position just so that you can be stuck. You're in a hangman position so that you can get a different perspective. So that's a time for you to reflect. That's a time for you to take a look at yourself, your surroundings, what you've manifested so far. You can get your intentions ready. You can, that's just really the time frame, the time period for you to set your intentions, plan, plot, and all of that good stuff. And whenever I was asking what the Chariot is, because the Chariot is right behind the hangman here, and when I asked what the Chariot represents, the Page of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Sun came out. So again, I feel like there's a sense of wanting to go to the next cycle, which I definitely resonate with, just being ready to go to those next phases and things like that. But we're really being asked to check in with our emotions, make sure that any fear, any lower vibrational feelings of shame, guilt is being dismantled, completely obliterated, I'm hearing. And every time that I shuffled, the Tower is at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely some realizations. There's been some upheavals. There's been some transformations. There's been a lot of darkness that the collective has been through. And it's kind of like we're ready for the next cycle, but we know that the war is not over. So it's like it's bittersweet. I'm hearing bittersweet. And I see that there's a sense of wanting to move forward from any heartbreak, any betrayal, any stagnancy, any setbacks, and go to where the sun is out. It's peaceful. You feel warm. You're celebrating other people, and so on and so forth. Because there's just been a lot of manipulation in the past, and like just in general, like I said, this has been going on for decades, centuries, millenniums. The people, places, consciousnesses who are causing problems and issues for chosen ones, for divine beings, for people who are just trying to live their life freedom. Why am I hearing flawlessly? People who are just trying to live their life freely, with their sovereignty, with their dignity, with their own value system, their own moral value system, and things like that, who just, really mind their business and are not of this world, right? There's just been a lot of manipulation, and there's just been a lot of principalities and propaganda and programming to really change how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about relationships, how we feel about the world, right? That's the matrix. That is what the matrix is supposed to do. It's supposed to put a net over your eyes in regards to what is owed to you, what you deserve, what your rights are as a divine being, as a human being, right? And one of the main things was to keep you in your head, was to keep you anxious, was to keep you from your healing, to see you in a space where they felt like they could collaborate with you, where they felt like they could, to lower your vibration, to meet people where they are, when it's actually not, where you're supposed to be. It's not bettering your life. It's not furthering your destiny. It's not really for you, right? And when God sees this, when God, realizes this, and like I said, this has been going on for a long time, and in every decade, in every century, there is progression. There is those divine chosen ones. There is those intellects. There are those people that, bring their perspective and bring their philosophy, and we just continue to evolve as we grow and as we evolve, right? So yeah, as long as they can keep the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, or if you are dealing with soulmates or just people who you have been attracted to, and this doesn't even have to be just relationships, like intimate relationships. This can be platonic relationships. This can be platonic relationships as well. And just why a lot of people aren't able to get along with each other in general, because it's kind of like the haves and the have-nots, and not even in regards to materials, but in regards to faith, in regards to spirituality, in regards to emotions, in regards to different characteristics. And that's really where a lot of envy and jealousy and wanting to be in power comes into play, because the people who really want to be in power, a lot of the times they don't have the characteristics of what a true leader is. And the people that do, they kind of want to use their power. They want to use their resources and do underhanded things to bring down those who actually do deserve respect, who actually do deserve power, who actually do deserve love. And they have those things to give, right? So yeah. And if something is going on with, this is not going to be for everybody. Again, this is a collective reading. But if something is going on with your car, to where you can't drive your car, you have to get on the bus or something like that, I'm seeing that there may be something wrong with a belt or something in regards to your tires. Something stopped working here, but you do not want to drive your car. Like if there's something going on to where you got your car, I don't know why this is coming through, but if there's something to where you got your car checked out and they told you not to drive because there's something wrong with your tires may be balding. You may live in a state where it's snowing right now, where it's icy, where the weather is inclement weather. It could be raining or something like that. If somebody tells you your tires are balding, you need to change your tires, or if somebody tells you that there's something that you need to change, like a belt or something, or I'm seeing something here where it could be like doubles, something that you gotta bolts, something like that, it could be fatal. So be careful with that. Your spirit guides, they don't want anything to happen to you, and it could be something that can really, cause issues here. So if you have been asked not to drive, if somebody said that something is wrong with your car where you should not drive, I know it may be irritating to have to take public transportation, or you may be having to sit down on a couch because you can't get up and go when you want to go, or whatever the case is, but this is for your best interest. And your spirit guides are using this card. Be gentle with yourself. Yeah, to let you know, like, if maybe you need to sit down somewhere. I am definitely seeing that here for somebody. And I'm definitely getting this energy here to where, like we maybe this is a collective where a lot of people don't feel like they're valuable unless they're moving around, or unless they're contributing to some way, they're moving forward. I'm getting there's a lot of, what are the cardinal energy here? Aries, Cancer, Sagittarius. Is Sagittarius? I think it's Aries, Cancer, and then fall. Who starts the fall season? Libra, and then Capricorn. Yeah. So Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. Cardinal energy I'm getting here. A lot of that. But nevertheless, like, I'm just feeling like we feel weak when we're not able to charge forward in the way that we want to, when we're not able to execute when we want to, right? And it doesn't matter, because you may be a person who doesn't execute everything right away, but when you are ready to execute, when you feel like you're ready to execute, you may not have everything that you need. You may not have all the information that spirit feels like is necessary for you to move forward in the way that you want to move forward. So there's something here about that as well with this collective message, and that may be making you feel like you're weak or giving you anxiety, making you feel like you're unstable, instability, like you're not bringing something to the table. But be gentle with yourself. Spirit is just saying that right now is a time for you to focus on connection with spirit and with yourself. And I feel like no matter what news you get, no matter what you see on social media, no matter what's going on outside of you and even within you here, your spirit guides, I'm seeing a particular spirit guide here, a masculine energy here, who is helping you nurture yourself, nurture your intuition. And this spirit guide is not going anywhere. The spirit guide is here to stay, I'm hearing. And they are really helping you with your subconscious fears, with any doubts that you may have, helping you be gentle with yourself, helping you forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. Know that you've not done nothing wrong, helping you to believe and trust. So anytime that you pray, this is like the main spirit guide that is going to be helping you get those prayers answered, be, your confidant in regards to getting those prayers answered and helping you come to certain realizations here on the 3D and get certain synchronizations and messages and things of that nature. But I was hearing 3's a crowd, because there's like a third party type of energy here. And again, these are these karmics. These are karmic people. These are karmic principalities. These are karmic thought processes. These are just karmic energies, right? That you are, excuse me, they don't want me to talk, that you are releasing, that are trying to still attach themselves to you, because it don't matter who you release, what you say you'll no longer do, you feel what I'm saying? These things, they're vices. They are low vibrational energies. They're low vibrational people who attach themselves to you, who want to be addicted, want you to be addicted, who want to be codependent, right? And so there is that's just like the energy of, say you've been sober, you've been stopped drinking for 6 months now, right? And you can say that you're you're mentally as strong as you want to be. But when you go to your first wedding, or you go somewhere where you're not going to turn it down, because it's not really, the main thing is not about what you're fighting against, right? You're not going to make yourself the main character in somebody else's story. But you know that when you get there, it's going to be an atmosphere. It's going to be an environment where you can regress, or you can, stay resilient, stay firm on your boundaries, and progress, continue to move forward. And this spirit guide is really helping you with that. But this third party energy, these karmic vices, these principalities, these thought processes, these consciousnesses, these people, these environments, 3's a crowd, and they have done their best to send you psychic attacks, to send you energy, to send you magic, to send you whatever it is, to send you communication, to send you a big box of paperwork that they know that you can't get done in time, right? At a deadline, anything that they send you to try to get you riled up, to try to get you to be unbalanced. And they continue to do these things, and they continue to hit these brick walls, and they can just keep getting up and running into the same wall over and over. You're releasing yourself from these illusions that you are trapped in these karmic cycles with these karmics, with these principalities, with these programs, propagandas, and all of these different things of a low vibration. You are calling judgment on that, because you understand that in the past, letting these things attach themselves to you, putting yourself in indoctrinated spaces and with indoctrinated people, and just in boxes where you don't belong, in spaces where you don't belong, has limited your options and has caused a judgment call to where you were not inspired, you were not getting the right opportunities, you just weren't on the right path, right? And that was psyching you out of your 10 of Pentacles, out of your legacy, out of your generational wealth, out of your financial freedom, because not only were you not walking down the right path, but if you're not getting the opportunities that are meant for you, that are going to make you happy, then you're just binded to, a career, or you're just binded to a job that is making you money, but it's not making you happy. And it may not even be making you as much money as you could be making if you were operating from your gift, or if you were operating from your heart space, if you had listened to the spirit guide, if you had prayed to God, if you had, you know what I'm saying? So there's different principalities, there's different consciousnesses, there's different environments that want to, and even if they pretend to be a space or a person or a consciousness or a principality that is going to bring you closer to yourself and get you the generational wealth or whatever, it can take you away from God, right? So you just have to always keep that in mind. And I'm seeing that we are making that judgment call here. We're no longer in the dark in regards to that. But again, we are in spiritual war. So this spirit guide is here to say that they're not going anywhere. Your spirit team is not going anywhere. They're going to continue to protect you and help you with your inner strength, with being gentle with yourself, releasing shame, guilt, and fear, and having inner peace while you go through this spiritual war. When people are trying to keep you in balance, things are trying to keep you stuck in the past, and even worse, like drag you even lower than you may have felt in the past, right? So for the forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong energy, again, the prayer is, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear toward others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. I am seeing here where the collective is being given an opportunity to move forward, or we already have moved forward for a lot of us, and we are now in a space of, feeling inspired, feeling hopeful, and no longer not listening to our intuition, no longer pouring into people, places, and things that are not reciprocating that same energy. We are using our discernment, because in the past, when we haven't used discernment, when you haven't stood up for yourself, when you haven't spoken your truth, when you haven't used your sword, you may have ran into situations that were not pleasant. And not necessarily that they weren't pleasant, because there was obviously a lot of passion here with the Three of Wands in reverse, but the plans just didn't work out. Things didn't work out in your favor, but it was in order for you to release negativity, release toxicity, release fear, release these negative emotions. And I do see where you have done that. Now, in regards to what you are forgiving yourself for, because I feel like there's a sense here of picking up other people's shame, other people's emotions that they have projected onto you. So I definitely feel like, yeah, Spirit is giving us an opportunity to release these projections and walk forward with our truth, walk forward with boundaries, so that we don't continue to do this and then look back at this current moment and see this as, just keep going into cycles where we look back and that cycle that we just left was something from the past that was unfavorable, right? Where we're constantly on this cycle of what's next, because this is not working out, right? Because that's a cycle in itself where things work out in the beginning and then all of a sudden things start to fall apart. So now you're like on the treadmill and it's like, okay, what was behind me at one point was good, but now it's not hitting on nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So now let me try to run to the next cycle. And then you run to the next cycle and you get a little bit of goodness, and you keep running, and then you run into the tower and you're like, okay, what happened? It was just good. And then you're trying to run to the next cycle, and that's a cycle in itself, and that's karmic, right? And that's not to say that we're not going to have problems, we're not going to have issues on our path. No, but when you are constantly in an environment, constantly dealing with people, constantly dealing with, and this can even be within yourself. You owe it to yourself to heal. You owe it to yourself to appreciate and be grateful for what you have. And if your environment, if the people that you keep around you, if the things that you tell yourself, if the things that you give yourself, if the things that you allow are not reflecting of that, then it is your responsibility to release that. And I see that that's what we have done. And Spirit is definitely rewarding us for that. And it's causing a ripple effect in regards to how we move forward and how we see our cycles, how we see what we deserve moving forward. And collective, I definitely get a sense here, wherever you were led in the past to go, give your energy, give your love, show your face, show your energy, show love. Wherever you were sent in the past to do that, these people, places, and things that are being represented by the King of Wands, this could be a masculine energy that you may have been dealing with in the past, if there are majority feminines watching me, but I don't like to really go off of what's on the tarot figure, because these are just energies. So just because the King of Wands comes out doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be a masculine, especially when you're reading for a collective energy, right? So, but nevertheless, the King of Wands does represent somebody who is supposed to be a leader, who is really passionate, really, they can be really sexy and fiery and passionate, have a lot of goals, have a lot of drive, have a lot of charisma. And I do see here where you were in a cycle with this person, which did give you a level of confidence. This person, or this, it may have been a job, it may have been whatever it is that you were attracted to, right? You felt it to be, you felt it to be invigorating. You felt this energy to be invigorating. You felt this energy to be inviting. You felt this energy to be attractive. You felt this energy to be, you thought that there was a true connection here. You felt the vibe, right? And it did give you a sense of confidence. It did give you a sense of wanting to do more, be more, see more. And it could have been a job where you had to relocate or something like that. And again, I'm just getting the energy where it was just like you were dealing with cycles where it would be good in the beginning, and then like out of nowhere you would just get bored, or it was not the same thing that you were being offered in the beginning, right? It turned out to not be the same thing. And I do see you calling judgment on those situations with your confidence in tow, with your new invigorating energy, with your new projects, with your new ideas, right? So I see this King of Wands principality, this person or this energy, this environment, this principality, this consciousness is trapped. It's trapped by, it's in the Eight of Swords with the Queen of Cups, right? Which means that it's trapped by the love that you gave. It's trapped by that loving lover girl, lover boy energy, that heart chakra, that heart space. Because even if you had your own traumas, even if you had your own issues, you still showed up to work every day and got your work done, or you still showed love. You know what I'm saying? You were willing to heal and grow with the person, place, or thing within yourself. You were willing to do those things. And now this person, this place, this environment, this consciousness is actually haunted by you, because it tried to, and this is the thing, people will be drawn to a divine being, whether you're man, woman, whatever you identify as. They'll be drawn to you because of the love, because of your energy, because your heart chakra is open and you are confident, and you might not be as materialistic and of the world, because a lot of chosen ones aren't, right? That doesn't mean that we're not blessed. And that's where a lot of people get it misconstrued, because people are surface level and they are greedy and they are egotistical. So they want these things. They want the things that are going to make them look like I'm doing it big and all this and that and that and the third. So they'll judge you 9 times out of 10 because you don't really focus on those things as a chosen one. But it's your energy. It's going to get you in doors that you need to get in anyway, because you're blessed, because you're divinely led, you're divinely guided. So that's really what starts to rattle people's spirit when, oh, I had to go out and I had to Gucci this, Louis that, Fendi this to get people to notice me. And here come this person walking in, and their smile alone, or their voice alone, or their, you know what I'm saying, their energy alone gets them into the same doors that I'm begging, pleading, selling out to get into, right? But little do they know, they have their own blessings and everything is in divine timing, and you understand that. And so yeah, I just see you calling judgment on certain situations and walking away with your ego intact, with your heart intact, with your mind intact. Like, you're not going to let situations, rejection is protection. You know, these are situations where you had to really come to terms with that. It's not to say that you didn't feel rejected. It's not to say that you didn't feel less than. It's not to say that you didn't feel, you know, like you weren't enough, but you handled those emotions. You dealt with those emotions, and now these people, these places, these principalities, these consciousnesses are going to have to deal with their emotions, and why they're in their own self-made mental prison in regards to why your love for yourself and your love for them irritated them, why it bothered them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like these people are stuck, they're trapped in their head because they can't understand what it is about themselves that they rejected you, or that they judged you, or that they felt like you were beneath them, or that you didn't have anything to offer them, when really you were here to offer them the main thing that it was that they needed to see, the main thing that it is that they needed to receive when they needed to receive it, to be in a space now where they could be thriving and ascending. And I feel like they're seeing that now. And there's definitely a sense here of you continuing to move forward and be inspired, be hopeful. I do see here where you may want to continue to just guard your energy, protect your nurturing spirit, protect your good spirit, right? Your good spirits. Everybody does not, you can be nice, but you don't have to everybody does not deserve friendliness per se, right? You can be nice, but everybody does not deserve. That does not mean that you have to be nice to everybody, right? So that's just really what I'm seeing here. Just preserve and protect your energy. Some people, they deserve indifference. You don't want to do anything hasty or say anything disrespectful, say anything out of turn. I'm not saying to say anything or to do anything. You just want to hold on to your energy. Know that your energy is sacred at this time. Don't be applying for jobs where you know you deserve more, where you know you have the requirements or you have the knowledge. And since I am getting that we are releasing fear, shame, guilt, and moving more from our heart center, there is going to be a lot of emotions that are going to be wavering and a lot of manipulation that is going to be done, again, like I said, in regards to trying to create confusion, imbalances, third parties. Then there's a lot of confusion, and I said this on my community board, in regards to what we should invest in emotionally for relationships, for soulmates. There's been a lot of, it depends on your path, what has been thrown your way in regards to false soulmates, false twin flames. If you've ever even heard of that, you may have met false twin flames. It just depends on when you heard, got on this wave or when you awaken. And again, in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of propaganda and programming to try to steer the masses wrong in regards to soulmate and twin flame connections and make it seem like it's a joke or it's low vibrational, it's a cult or something like that. But just do your research. Just make sure that because you innately know. There is principalities, there is consciousnesses and people out here who follow behind these consciousnesses, who are too deep into these consciousnesses, so they do the work for them. So we're just going to keep it to people, because these consciousnesses, they play out through people and environments, right? So there are people that want you to make the wrong decision in regards to moving from your heart space as a woman or as a man. And that's because when you move from your heart space, you do things that are authentic to you. You make decisions that are authentic to you. You check in with your intuition first, right? And when you're not tapped into your intuition, when you only think logically, that's how people are able to manipulate you easier. And so you have to understand that, there are forces and people out here who don't want you to operate from your heart space, because you may be able to get to the bag, you may be able to move forward, but are you doing things from an authentic space? And that's probably why, relationships, that's part of the reason why relationships break down. That's part of the reason why people's mental health is breaking down, people's bodies are breaking down, because they have not been doing things intuitively. They have not been doing things in alignment with what their spirit wants, with what God wants for them, because they're too stuck in the matrix. And the matrix is definitely here to, three's a crowd. You're here to be with God, but somehow, some way, we have all of these different outside forces and energies telling us what is and what ain't, and what is and what ain't. And we know that that's being manipulated. That's been manipulated. History has been manipulated. Facts have been manipulated. New facts have come about, so we really don't know who and what to trust. You know who and what to trust, because you have your intuition, and God is really here to thin the veil on an individual and collective scale. But you got to tap in with him. You got to ask for these things. You got to ask for these portals to be open. You got to ask for these miracles to be miracated. You got to ask for the Delulu to come true, Lulu. Okay? Because the principalities, the man, the people that be, the forces at hand, they don't want us as a collective, as individuals and collectively, to be able to defend ourselves, from cycles that are not meant for us, from being in the matrix, from being stuck in the matrix, and being completely blind to the truth of who we are, the truth of what we're supposed to be doing. Everything is not all about routine, mundane things. That's a part of life, but a lot of people have not gotten the chance to live. A lot of people don't even know what it's like to live, right? And so, by your ancestors and your spirit guides and the archangels here working with you, helping you to release any anger, any fear, any toxicity that you feel towards yourself and others, so that you can have inner peace, so that you can feel centered in your life, so that you can manifest joy and abundance that's going to cause a ripple effect for you. And I do see here collectively the masculine, the divine feminine, the divine masculine are working on themselves and integrating these different lessons so that they can become the emperor and the empress. And again, we're just really collectively in a hangman position of getting new perspectives and releasing any fear, releasing any doubt, releasing any shame, any guilt, so that we can manifest, our destiny, and we're able to come together as, in our soulmate connections, as twin flames, as, whatever the case is, and be balanced. And finally, y'all, I'm getting a quick message real quick because I had got sidetracked because I'm reading and I'm getting an energy about, like, just make sure, really, y'all, make sure your car is good, even if it's not something like with a belt or a transmission or your tires balding or your tires being loose or something like that. Even if it's not something that's a safety precaution, make sure your car is insured, make sure everything is, inspected properly. Everything is just, you have your ducks in a row, because they out here lurking, like, not even just, the cops in 12, not even just like in that type of way, but people do want to cause judgment. There is like a lot of evil eye, and there's just a lot of unjust things being done, right? When there's real criminals out here, there's real shit out here going on. Like, just make sure you take care of the little things, right? You don't want anything to happen that doesn't have to be necessary, because this world is petty. It does work in a petty way. The devil is out to get the chosen ones, right? So you could be a regular citizen minding your business, and you might even be struggling in your life or whatever, but just try to make sure that you keep your ducks in a row, you keep your paperwork in order, because the enemy wants to use you. The enemy wants to stagnate you. The enemy wants to, and especially when it comes to getting tickets and things like that, they're very greedy. They will do underhanded things just in order to get money. So you just want to keep that in mind. Like, there is a propaganda to keep, the haves and the have-nots. So as long as they can stay in your pockets, as long as your credit, there's always something going against your credit, or you're always constantly needing to get the next best thing, or investing in the next best thing that's going to make the government money, or whatever the case is. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, and we can't 100% get out of the matrix. So while we're here, just make sure that you take care of what needs to be taken care of, because they are petty. And again, your final card is the Believe and Trust card. Before going to sleep, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. And this is just in regards to your dreams in general, because this world wants to imprint and, wants to mess up your inner dialogue to that of someone who is very bitter, very low vibrational, will do anything for money, will do anything for attention. And these are the things that they invest in. They invest in this from the time that we're adolescents, really. From the time that we're kids, they invest in, having that be our reality, having that be our mentality. And it's even worse so depending on your race or your ethnicity, where you live, what you have, what kind of resources you have, or the lack thereof, right? So everybody's situation is not the same. It is a privilege to know yourself and to honor yourself. And the powers that be, and the people who have they themselves have, succumbed to the same powers that be that we fight on a day-to-day basis, but we make sure that we at least try to, take care of ourselves, take care of our mental, take care of our physical, the best that we can. And that's why I say I appreciate anybody that takes the time out to figure out what's going on around them and within them. A lot of people, they like to say that tarot is bad and tarot is low vibrational, but tarot literally saved my life at one point in time. It helped me to awaken to my gifts and my abilities. Everybody's path is not the same. Some people do need extra guidance and confirmation along their journey, as everybody is fighting a spiritual war, but not everybody is the same type of warrior. Not everybody is on the battlefield the same. Right? A lot of us, we are frontline infantry, okay? Spiritual warriors, spiritual gangsters to the 10th degree, okay? Check the motherfucking resume. But no, for real. And so it is a privilege and it is an honor to be here to talk with you guys, to let you guys know what's going on, to let you guys get an understanding that you are on the right path. And you got the 9 of Cups, and that was clarified by the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles. So that's very beautiful energy here. Your desires, your dreams, your goals, you have clarity on those things. You are inspired by those things, or you are getting inspired by those things again. And it may be, the things like you may be meditating more, praying more, listening to more guided channeled messages about, the energy. So again, this is just further confirmation that, you know, the clarity, the guidance, the messages that you have been receiving, they are real, and the spirit guides, they are actually working on this on your behalf, and they're working with you, alongside of you, to make sure that your dreams, your goals, and your visions come true. And to clarify the Eight of Pentacles, I got the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. So this really just drives home that, yeah, I do definitely see your spirit guides here working with you guys. And for some of you guys, you may already be with your soulmate. You already may be in a committed, healthy relationship where you guys are healing. You guys are breaking generational patterns and curses. And I definitely see here where the spirit guides, your ancestors, your spiritual teams are assisting you guys to create generational wealth and see things from a different perspective in regards to endings that may have had to happen in the past, and may even be like an ending that may be coming up as well for you guys in your relationship, or a transformation. This could be like a new home, a new job. That there's all types of breakthroughs and transformations that you guys will have in your connections and individually, of course. So that is definitely something that I'm seeing here. You guys are collectively manifesting, or you guys have manifested stability, whether this be a stable foundation, a stable home for yourself, your family, or you just are stable within your mind, your heart, your body, your soul. You're getting really in alignment, mind, body, soul. That is helping you to level up. That is helping you to manifest. And I'm also seeing where in the past that may have been something that you may have struggled with in your relationships, platonic, familial, and like loving relationships, intimate relationships, is stability and money and things like that. And that is just something that they're growing pains, I'm hearing, because again, when you are kind of in the world and not of the world, you worry about those things. And now that you and your partner, individually and collectively, or either or, however it is for you, take it as it resonates, because you guys are doing the work within yourself to release these karmic patterns, these matriarchal, these matrix type thought patterns and processes, you're being more balanced within yourself, which is in turn bringing balance to the relationship. And any setbacks, heartbreaks, betrayals that you have dealt with, maybe even as a couple, if you are with your soulmate, or on an individual level, any heartbreaks, setbacks, and betrayals, backstabbing that you had to deal with, anything low vibrational that came your way, any psychic attacks, those things are being blocked out, and your spirit guides, your ancestors, and God is helping you to see things clearly, right? They are definitely helping you to move forward, making sure that you have all that you need, making sure that you are balanced, making sure that you are stable-minded, and you are continuing to move from a heart-based perspective, continuing to get new perspectives in regards to yourself and others, and how you can be of value, how you can be of value to yourself and to others. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have your children are watched over by angels. The prayer here says, "Dear guardian angels of my children, born and unborn, thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and safety. Please guide me so that I know the best ways to be a good parent and role model for my own and other people's children." So yeah, that just drives home the point that you guys, your spirit guides, are helping us to gain more value, to be more valuable to ourselves and others. And you guys are breaking generational curses and patterns, and helping your family ascend, helping your DNA to become better and better over time. And again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to, invest in your personal and spiritual development, check in with yourself and the energies around you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. God bless each and every one of you. I love you so much. Helping you guys helps me. I want the best for you guys, as that is what's best for me. And I appreciate it. So I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.